The tragedy is one too many. Saying enough is really not enough today.
One day after a man was shot and killed near Walnut Hills Daycare Center, community leaders say the shooting will not stop their efforts to transform the neighborhood. Good evening. Police are still looking for the person who pulled the trigger in a deadly shooting in Walnut Hills on Wednesday.
20-year-old Cameron Thompson was gunned down on McMillan Street, an area that's trying to change its violent reputation. Local 12's Larry Davis is live in the neighborhood looking at how community leaders are trying to give it a makeover. Larry.
Hi, Kent. The administrator of the Divine Daycare Center says few, if any, parents kept their kids home today. Now, they were all inside yesterday when a man collapsed outside the daycare center after being shot just up the street. Now, despite the ugly scene here yesterday, community leaders say a lot of good things are still happening in a neighborhood that has seen more than its fair share of violence.
The shooting occurred in broad daylight. Cincinnati police say the victim ran some 80 feet after being shot, collapsing near a daycare center playground. It happened along a stretch of McMillan Street that's in the midst of a long transformation. Vacant buildings are being redeveloped. An old fire station will soon be Fireside Pizza. Developers say they are moving forward with a new Walnut Hills.
But it isn't going to sway our efforts. It isn't going to quell our optimism. I mean, this is an optimistic community, and they've really put their money where their mouth is over the last few years, and you've seen the changes.
Kevin Wright with the Walnut Hills Redevelopment Foundation says feeling safe is key to the success in redeveloping the neighborhood. Replacing vacant buildings with occupied storefronts will go a long way in making the streets safe. Despite yesterday's violence, community leaders say the people who live here are determined to breathe new life into their neighborhood.
We are very much committed to this community. You can look up and down East McMillan and see new life that is being breathed into the community, unfortunately sometimes as we take it away.
Positive change is also evident in other parts of Walnut Hills. DeSales Corner is home to restaurants, shops, and new housing. While some of the transformation is obvious, developers say there is a lot going on behind the scenes that will pay off for those who live, work, and do business in Walnut Hills.
Are we on a positive trajectory? And we are. There's no question about that. More and more positive things are happening every year. These things take time. Safety is still a real issue. We're doing our best to address it with limited resources in partnership with the police. And we think long term we're doing the right things and we'll get there.
Get a lot of good things happening here in Walnut Hills. Now, police say the victim of yesterday's shooting, Cameron Thompson, was not from this neighborhood. No word yet on what led up to that shooting. Live in Walnut Hills, Larry Davis, Local 12 News. Kit, back to you.
All right, thank you, Larry. And in about an hour, the Walnut Hills Area Council will hold its regular meeting. Representatives from the Cincinnati Police Department are expected to address yesterday's violence.
Shots